Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am back. Today is September the 4th, 2022. We're going to talk about Bitcoin today on the video because Vitalik Buterin, who is the co-founder of Ethereum, has some concerns about Bitcoin and the future of Bitcoin in the long term. So I'm going to bring this article to you all to see some of the things that he points out regarding Bitcoin and the viability it's going to have going forward as a major force in the cryptocurrency space. Now, before I go into all of that and before I talk about my latest price prediction in the market for Bitcoin, if y'all appreciate my videos and my content, hit that like button, share the video, and also subscribe here to the channel. Tap that bell notification as well if you guys want to join and stay abreast as to what I'm looking at on the price chart. Now, let's go ahead and look at this article first. All right, so here's the article right here from Crypto Briefing about 2 days ago. It has the title, Ethereum's Vitalik Buterin is worried about Bitcoin's future for 2 reasons. We're going to go to this article and see what those 2 reasons are to see if it has some legitimacy to it. All right, so you guys can see that I already went through the article, highlighted a couple of things I'm going to bring to your attention. One of the things that he pointed out, Vitalik, is that Bitcoin's fee model and proof of work consistency mechanism, saying that they could leave Bitcoin vulnerable to attack. These are the 2 things that is what is worrying Vitalik. You know, the fee model, how the miners are getting paid, and the proof of work consistency mechanism. In the long term, Bitcoin will completely be finished with mining Bitcoins, which is the most fee structure of how the miners are getting paid, right? That's how they're getting paid. They're mining for Bitcoin. They get the Bitcoin in returns of the mining that they've garnered with the electricity, with them trying to do the consensus mechanism. But eventually there will be no more Bitcoin to mine. This is why Vitalik is worried about Bitcoin's future. Okay, so look at this. Bitcoin currently distributes coins to miners as payment for securing the network. This is how majority of the miners get paid right now. But as the protocol has a hard supply cap of only 21 million Bitcoins, eventually the network will have to rely on transaction fees alone for security, meaning that people are going to have to utilize Bitcoin in everyday transactions. Now, if you're going to have a multi-trillion-dollar network protocol, you will have to have individuals utilize Bitcoin on a day-to-day activities, right? Now, currently, Bitcoin is creating itself as being the gold of cryptocurrency, to where people just want to hold it as an asset. But eventually, once Bitcoin hits that 21 million maximum, then it's going to open up to security breaches and hacks, because nobody else is going to be wanting to secure the network because the miners have gotten all of the Bitcoin out of the protocol. So in order to secure the network going forward, you have to continually use and spend the Bitcoin so that the miners can get transaction fees from it. This is what Vitalik is trying to tell us. Is he correct? We'll see. Now, Buterin told Smith, he's the individual that was interviewing Vitalik, that this is a problem because Bitcoin is not succeeding at getting the level of fee revenue required to secure what could be a multi-trillion-dollar system. Not right now. It's not. The fees being created in Bitcoin is not enough to sustain the network from security breaches. According to CryptoFees data, Bitcoin averaged about $225,000 in fees over the past week, trailing DeFi mainstays like Aave and Uniswap. The biggest fee generator in the protocol Buterin created, which took around $2.7 million over the same time frame. Take a look at the website. Here it is right here. So, crypto fees. There's tons of crypto projects. Which ones are people actually paying to use? You guys can see right there. Ethereum is number 1. Almost $1.5 million in fees in one day. You guys can see that Bitcoin is ranked number 4, around $273,000 in fees. Now, if you're going to have $1 trillion network, you definitely need to have a little bit more in terms of fees. You need to incentivize people to use your network, to use your protocol. And if people are just going to simply sit on Bitcoin, then eventually the market's going to dictate where people are going to go and what protocol or what cryptocurrency they're going to utilize. And looking at this as a snapshot, we can tell already where the majority of the people are going to transact the fees or do business on the network. And it's Ethereum. And next is Binance with 500,000. Now, the 7-day average, you guys can see for Ethereum is around 2.7 million. and Bitcoin is only 260,000. This is what Vitalik is trying to tell us. Even though we know a lot of Bitcoin maximalists is not going to like what we're saying on this particular video. It's just an opinion. We have a long time before this actually plays out. Okay. Now, Buterin also said that he also has fears for Bitcoin because proof of work provides much less security per dollar spent on transaction fees than proof of stake. This is why he's trying to take his cryptocurrency Ethereum and move it on over to proof of stake, the merge. Buterin also pointed out that Bitcoin switching away from proof of work would be politically infeasible. Of course, because a lot of the Bitcoin maximalists say that proof of work is the backbone of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's most ardent supporters have long argued that proof of work is a fundamental part of the network's design. Talking about Bitcoin. Others have made similar remarks to Vitalik regarding the top crypto fees model, though as Bitcoin is scheduled to emit coins until 2140. That issue is typically overlooked by its supporters. So they're like, look, we don't even have to consider us trying to move over into a proof of stake, or how the miners or individuals who's going to secure the network, how will they get paid? Because the last Bitcoin ain't going to be mined until around 2140. And here we are at 2022. So we got time, is what they're trying to say. Now, what do you all think? Because if that's going to be the case in the long term, then eventually, yes, Bitcoin will run across some problems and issues. We have a lot of proponents saying that Bitcoin is going to hit, $1 million, it's going to hit $2 million per coin. What will it take for it to accomplish that price though? Right? If people are just going to simply sit on Bitcoin and just expect it to rise in price, that's not feasible. The network has to be utilized in order to bring value to the currency, to the Bitcoin. It has to be utilized. You just cannot sit on Bitcoin. Someone would have to try to grab Bitcoin and make it into a derivative or something to attach it to where it is being used. That is not being created, unlike in Ethereum's case. Ethereum is being utilized all over the place, from NFTs to DeFi. Everyone is creating their protocols off of the Ethereum network, and not so much with Bitcoin. So you guys can see the divergence between these two networks. Vitalik's Ethereum is going into the lane of trying to be utilized on a day-to-day basis. They want people to use the network. And Bitcoin, on the other hand, albeit they're trying to do the same thing, but staying with the proof of work mechanism, the consensus mechanism to keep the network secured, is going to run across issues once the last Bitcoin has been mined. It will have to go over to a proof of stake to incentivize people to continually secure the network. Now, that's a while away though, so Bitcoin proponents has time to try to figure it out. Now, you guys can see from our price chart though that Bitcoin is in a downturn. I've identified that. I'm still looking at Bitcoin's price going down in price. The last video that I've created for Bitcoin was on September 1st, and I'm still looking for a price to trend down in Bitcoin. Now, one thing that I wanted to show you all was on the 2-day chart to show us that we've noticed buyers tried to take out this area here in Bitcoin like at $20,500, right? Take a look. They tried here on this 2-day price bar August the 29th, and they even tried it here on September the 2nd, and then again, August the 31st, and then again on September the 2nd. You see that? So this still tells us that the price in Bitcoin is still weak. All right, so look at this real quick on the weekly time frame. We have 8 hours and 31 minutes left, and I want to show you all this weekly price bar right here. You guys can tell that sellers are still present into the market in Bitcoin. So I'm not going to change my price prediction. You guys will have to go back and listen to the video that I've created in Bitcoin all the way back here since August the 21st. It's nothing new. We're still going to continue to go forward with our analysis of looking for Bitcoin to continue to trend down. You guys can see, I'm quite sure I have my price target here into the market of Bitcoin around $19,000, and we're definitely on par to see that occur. Now, it's your turn. Give me your thoughts, give me your price target, give me your price prediction in Bitcoin, and let me know, in the long term, what do you fear about Bitcoin, and how will it be secured as a network once the last Bitcoin has been mined? Make sure you maintain the profitability, and as always, trade different. I'll see you later.